battle of the right side of the bracket here in the NBAIHSAA semifinals. Here tonight, we have a battle between the Bulldogs from Monrovia, and the Bears, or should I say, the Franklin Grizzly Cubs. Monrovia, Franklin, coming up next. We welcome you to Artcraft Forum. We have a great matchup ahead. It's the Monrovia Bulldogs taking on the Franklin Grizzly Cubs in Game 1 of the semifinals. Game 1 of the right side of the bracket semifinal. Semifinal Game 1. Here we go. This is Game 1 of both of these teams. Game 1, Round 1. Eli Jackson there. Chase Wofford there. Everybody there for Franklin. Looking strong as the Bulldogs try to take down the Grizzly Cubs. A lot of blue in the stands, a lot of green. Franklin, Monrovia, and we are underway. Franklin will get it. Colton East to Swafford, who is recovering from an injury. Swafford to Jackson. Eli Jackson for 3. And the crowd is roaring. Herbeck to Bryce Weaver. Weaver with it. Who's he gonna pass to? He passes to Catchings. Horner covering him. Chris Arnavitas for 3, and we're tied. Chris Arnavitas for 3. East now with the ball. Who's going to win it? Here's Swafford. Swafford with it. Horner blocking them. Horner! Dunk, no good. Here's Bryce Weaver again. Weaver with it. Bryce Weaver makes it, and the Bulldogs are out front in Franklin. Here it is. Colton East there. Eli Jackson for 3. And the Grizzly Cubs are back up front. This is a true test of what Franklin truly is. Chris Arnavitas there to Seth Sierra. Sierra back to Weaver. Bryce Weaver with the dunk. And we're tied. No, Monrovia takes the lead. We're not tied. Great game. Colton East with it. It's off to Swafford. Swafford. Duke moves. Colton East for 3. 9-7. Here's Chris Arnavitas now. Arnavitas with the ball. To Catchings. Catchings for 2, and we are tied at 9. Great game from Franklin at the beginning of it. Swafford with it. Swafford lobs it. Reifinger tried to jump up and grab it, but he couldn't. The league leaders in field goal percentage, Eli Jackson is in 3rd. Just behind Sabance and Nolan Farley. Here's Chris Arnavitas with the ball. Arnavitas to Herbeck. Hayden Herbeck. Herbeck, such a great basketball player. Seth Sierra, the former Grizzly Cub hits his 3. Here's Reifinger. Back to Swafford. To Jackson. Eli Jackson. There. For 2, and the Bulldogs still leading. Sierra to Arnavitas. Great game indeed. Arnavitas waiting. Arnavitas for 2. 14-11. Jackson runs it, and that will end the first quarter. At the end of 1, Franklin down 3 to Monrovia. What a game indeed. The Monrovia Bulldogs early lead from Franklin. We will be back after this quick break. Welcome back to Franklin, everyone. It's time for the start of the second quarter. Franklin trying their best to win this. And here we go. Back from Franklin. Weaver has the ball again. Weaver's out there with Arnavitas. Then it's Newman, Sierra, and Gilbert for Monrovia. Bryce Weaver to Gilbert. And it runs out of bounds. Franklin will get possession. The ball rolls out of bounds. Stevenson to Picar. Drew Picar with the ball. To Jackson. Eli Jackson ties it up. All tied at 14. Eli Jackson for 3. Here's Weaver again. Bryce Weaver there. To Gilbert. Greg Gilbert for 3. And Monrovia back up front by 3. Here's Picar again. Drew Picar with the ball. Monrovia there covering. And the lob is almost stolen. Stevenson, though, gets it back. Jacob Lackey for 3, and we're tied at 17. Bryce Weaver takes the ball out once again to Gilbert. Greg Gilbert with the ball. He is holding on to it. Gilbert there, and he's going to make it. It's 19-17. Great game indeed for both of these teams. Jackson has a chance to take the lead for the Grizzly Cubs. Lackey, though, will do it. Grizzly Cubs back up front by 1. Arnavitas there. He's looking past 3-point range. Seth Sierra as well. Newman back to Arnavitas. Chris Arnavitas for 3. 22-20. Picar back with the ball. Back to Jackson. Jackson ties it up. We're tied at 22. Great game indeed from Franklin. Who's going to win this spectacular game? Monrovia, Franklin, close game. Arnavitas for 3. Lackey with the ball. Back to Lackey, back to Picar. Picar, back to Lackey. Jacob Lackey going off. We're tied at 25. Final 25 seconds left here in the first half. Bryce Weaver with the ball. Back to Arnavitas. Chris Arnavitas again for 3. Picar there. Looking. Final 7 seconds. Picar for 2. It's good. Newman to Arnavitas. Full court shot. No good. Franklin down 1.5. We will be back after the halftime break. Welcome back to Franklin to start the third quarter. It is Bulldog ball. Herbeck to Weaver. Colton East is out there with Chase Wofford. Then it's Austin Horner and Henry Reifinger. Hayden Herbeck for three. Chase Wofford with the ball. For Monrovia, Weaver is out there with Arnavitas. Then it's Catchings, Sierra, and Herbeck for three. Chase Wofford for three. That will bring them within one. Bryce Weaver with the ball. Back to Arnavitas. Chris Arnavitas for three. 4-point game. Jackson to East. Great game. Eli Jackson there. Looking for two. 2-point game in Franklin. The Grizzly Cubs losing by 2. Arnavitas with the ball. Getting covered nicely. And Arnavitas for 2. 4-point lead. There's a pass. There's a pass. East with it. Throws to Swofford. Swofford for 3. Looks like that Chase Swofford is getting his fair share of threes, as he's starting to hit them here in the third quarter. Bryce Weaver with the ball. Arnavitas there for 3. Great game. Was that Sierra? I think it was. East with the ball. Swofford again for 3, and it goes in again. Swofford, 9 points for Chase. Here is Arnavitas. He has the ball. Arnavitas for 2. 41-38, and a three-pointer here would tie the game. Final 50 seconds. Swofford to Horner. Horner ducks it in. Austin Horner with the dunk. And Franklin still within 1 point. Everybody's on their feet here in Franklin. Weaver there. Back to Arnavitas. Chris Arnavitas for 3. 4-point game again. Here's Colton East. East with it. Hands it back off to Swofford. Swofford there. Finds room. Swofford. His 2 is no good. Seth Sierra with it. Back to Weaver. Bryce Weaver with the ball. Arnavitas for 2. That will do it, and that will end the third quarter. Monrovia up 6. Franklin still has a good chance of winning, though. 6-point game. Chris Arnavitas going off tonight here from Franklin. We'll be back after this quick break. Welcome back to the Art Craft Forum, the home of Franklin. It's time to start the fourth quarter. What a game we are seeing out of both these teams. And here we go. Looks like Swofford is still on the court for Franklin. Out there for Monrovia. Bryce Weaver, Chris Arnavitas, Brandon Newman, Greg Gilbert for 3. Jacob Lackey for 3. Bryce Weaver with the ball. Back to Mike Irwin. Irwin, the pass is stolen by Cam Bazel. Bazel, back to Lackey. Back to Swofford. Swofford for 2. 1-point game. Chase Wofford going off in the second half. Arvidas. Shot is good. 3-point game. Rockhill back to Picar. Drew Picar there. Back to Bonzel. Bonzel for 2. 1-point game in Franklin. Very close game. Here's Chris Arvidas. Arnie there. Has the ball. Gilbert for 3. Back up to a 4-point advantage now for Monrovia. But it ain't over till it's over. Picar has the ball. Drew Picar there. With it. To Swafford. Chase Swafford for 3. And the crowd is going wild. Sold out crowd going wild in Franklin. Arvidas there. 1-point game for Monrovia. Arvidas' shot is good, but it's only for 2. 53-50. Monrovia has a chance to have a tie game if Franklin ties it up with a 3. Swafford getting covered. Back to Bonzel. And it goes out of bounds. Monrovia will take possession. Substitution on the court for Monrovia. Seth Sierra and Greg Gilbert on the court. And timeout Monrovia. Austin Horner is into the game for Franklin. But Monrovia calls their first timeout of the half. Close game indeed, 53-50. The Bulldogs have the lead as Monrovia up front. Who's going to win this? Monrovia looking really strong. And that will end the timeout session. Here we go. Everybody on Franklin going crazy. A lot of green shirts in the stands as well. But it's mostly Franklin fans. Monrovia with 1:16 left to play. Great game. Sierra to Weaver. Back to Weaver. Back to Arvidas. Final minute of play. They're getting covered. Here's Arvidas. Chris for 2. Here's Eli Jackson with the ball. Jackson has it. Jackson for 2. And it's good. 3-point game in Monrovia. In Franklin. 55-52. Here's Arvidas. The shot is good. Franklin calls a timeout. 39 seconds left. A 3-pointer here makes it a 2-point game. It's a 5-point game for Monrovia. John Carnes trying to get his team up front. Trying to move his team with the win. Swafford standing up on the bench. I think he's getting excited. They think this is their time. And here we go. This will end the halftime. That will end the timeout session. Chris Arvidas with it. Everybody in the whole stadium, there's no one sitting down. Everybody's standing up. Back to Swafford. Back to Reipinger. Henry Reipinger for 3. 2-point game. Here's Arvidas with it. Heavy pressure coming from the defense. Personal foul by Chase Swafford. Pat Green is smiling. Sierra now with it. to Weaver. Another personal foul, and Monrovia is in the bonus. Here is Chris Arnavitis at the line for 2. Arnavitis makes the first one. 3-point game. If he misses the second one, which I don't think he will, but if he misses it, Franklin has a chance to tie it. He makes the second one. Timeout Franklin with 25 seconds left. A 3-pointer here would help Franklin bring them within 1 point. Quickly foul. Have Monrovia shoot 2, and then they shoot another 3 to tie it. And here we go. Once again, Franklin with the ball. And they are on Monrovia's side to start it. Right finger. There, who is he going to pass to? Pass to Swafford, back to East. 1-point game. Monrovia. It's a 1-point game. Herbeck. Chase Swafford with his 3rd personal foul. 59-58. The score right now. If he makes both, it would be a 3-point game, and Franklin would have the advantage. They would be able to tie the game. Arnavitis makes the first one. What a game from Franklin. Arnavitis, he makes the second one. They're both good. Corner to Jackson. Jackson speeds up. Eli Jackson there for 3. We are tied. Monrovia calls a timeout, and we are tied at 61. Franklin ties the game. Great game. Eli Jackson ties the game for Franklin. 61-61 the score right now. 11.8 left in the game. The Grizzly Cubs and the Bulldogs are tied. Monrovia will have possession though. What a game. Herbeck back to Weaver. Weaver looking. Final seconds. Weaver to Herbeck. For 3, it's Herbeck. Rappinger to East. East. No good. And Monrovia will advance. Hayden Herbeck with the game winner. And that will do it. The Grizzly Cubs will lose game 1 to the Bulldogs of Monrovia. What a game from Franklin. These two teams are rivals, and what a game indeed. Monrovia wins by 3. Time for the New Balance Player of the Game, everyone. It's Chris Arnavitis. Arnavitis once again goes off for over 30 points tonight. Great game. And the Bulldogs win round 1 of game 1 of the semifinals. Game 2 will be Plainfield and Avon.